welcome to another week of At Everything Goes Journey. And as you know, this vlog is basically telling our story of how we relocated from the Isle of Man to Florida and all the things that have happened in between and how we are getting settled and progressing with basically organizing our lives in a new country. So hope your week has been fantastic. Ours was quite effective, and I'll tell you why. So we finally found out that our items are on transit. Yay! So we got the shipping bill, and with the shipping bill also came the name of the vessel. So it turns out that you can actually track the shipping vessel online, and I'll give the name is One Hammersmith or something like that. So I went online, found one of the softwares that gives you the locations, and it left Northampton, UK, but I thought it was going to go straight to the USA, and actually does two more stops. It stopped at Belgium and it's now on the Netherlands before it does that ocean crossing. And then it's supposedly arriving in the US on the 10th of July. And then from the 10th of July, once it arrives, I think it's going to arrive to Port Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is a big main port. It will get cleared by the broker hired by the company that helped us do the relocation. And then it will come down in a container truck or a lorry all the way to Florida, straight to our house. And then we'll get those 28 boxes, open them up and cross fingers and see that nothing got broken. So that will be cool, trying to see, doing a little bit of box opening, especially on the Lego, to see if anything of what I packed, just made it intact. And another thing we have accomplished is actually we got a laptop. It was getting very, very tedious trying to edit resumes and creating cover letters using 2 iPads and the phones, and it was doing my head in. So I did a bunch of research. I found out a HP computer. I really, it was really recommended, like to do video editing and things like that, not to get anything with less than 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I got 32 gigabytes of RAM, a nice processor, a nice graphic card, a good storage, and everything for less than $900, which I'm really proud of, because I did a lot of research trying to find the best possible deal for the least amount of money. So now that we got the new computer, we have cranked up the resume building, CV sending, and things like that. And one of the things that I have learned is that right now most resumes are being scanned by digital or automated ATS, which is applicant tracking systems. And way back when, you would have a human assistant from HR grabbing your CV, your resume, and having the good read and deciding yay or nay. Now it's a computer doing it. So you literally have to utilize AI, be as smart as the AI, saying, okay, optimize this resume for the US market and also optimize it for ATS review. And you have to stay on top of tailoring the CV for the role that you are applying. So it has, before you used to have sort of like an objective at the top, and that's what you would tailor for every job that you apply. So now you have something called professional summary, and it sort of like states your talents, your skills in a very concise way, and that's where the tailoring happens. So it's sort of like a really micro tailoring, because what you're doing now is sort of like rejiggling things around, giving a prioritization and attracting the eyes of the computer to those keywords that are related to the job that you're applying. And of course, there are some differences between the UK and the US. So in the UK, you use CV constantly. In the US, you hear the word resume more often. However, people know where a CV is, so it's used interchangeably. In the US, the sort of like the preferred size is everything condensed in one page. Well, in the UK, you can, the standard was about 2 pages, but I have found that you can be ATS compliant in having a CV or a resume with that 2 pages, and that is fine. Another thing is being mindful that in the UK, words like organize and rationalize or things like that, everything has an S, and the USA uses the Z. So it's making sure that you adapt the resume with those grammatical nuances that between the 2 territories, the UK and the USA. So what are we doing for work? Our goal is basically, both of us don't need to have a full-time job. One of us can be part-time, one of us can be full-time, because that way it gives us flexibility to do school drop-offs and then the pickups as well, because we can afford pay extra money for somebody to do that for us. And also my sister and my mom are half an hour away, and they go to a different school and they have a different time. She has 3 kids, I only have 1. So I need to figure it out. Between the 2 of us have to do this properly. And the second thing is that unless we get a remote job, which we can work from home, as soon as we have a concrete job offer and a starting date, we will have to get a secondary car, because everything is about 30 minutes away if we are commuting, even though we are making sure that we are trying to find things in no more than 15 miles away. So we are researching daily LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster.com, in addition to websites of local companies like the big entertainment giants like Universal Studios, Walt Disney World, and just getting to websites of companies that we know have headquarters here in the Orlando area. And if something resonates and something is familiar, like for example, Tesla has a couple of big places and they're very close to us. So right now we are in the habit now of checking what they have available as opportunities, because they seem to have like a repair center and they have something else as well, and they are like within less than 20 miles away from us. So that's another place that we are keeping tabs with regarding jobs and opportunities available. SeaWorld is another place that my husband has applied for. So we can't give up, but we are doing that. We are making sure that we are optimizing the CV to the resume to be ATS compliant and using AI. One thing is that if you use AI, it's really important that you don't take it as it gives it to you. You need to make sure that you review it, that you check that the language doesn't sound too computerized, because it is a part of yourself and you're not a computer, so it has to have a human element. And another thing, so you can feel free to edit and remove things and add things. And another thing is that everything that is on that CV, if you're lucky enough to get to the interview stage, you should be able to back it up. One thing that is really interesting is I'm not that young. When you did your CV or your resume before, you used to put what you were responsible for and what were your duties in that particular role. I said duty, but that particular role. Right now, your responsibilities are not that important. Right now, it's mostly related to what did you accomplish, and what were the outcomes of your performance with that role. And again, it is important that you have those examples of what did you do, what was the outcome, what was the task, what was the mission, how did you accomplish, what was the outcome, because that's what's going to guide the interview conversations and set you apart from other people that are saying, yeah, well, my role, the description was I was responsible for filing this, and yeah, okay, you filed, but what was the outcome of that filing? Did you change the filing system, for example? Did you improve anything? So that's the story. That's our main goal right now. In the meantime, we keep furnishing the house. Right now we have a nice dining room table, but no chairs. So I need to make sure we get some chairs if we just can't decide to pick up something we like. But aside from that, no drama this week. I haven't been swimming in the reclamation pond with nature because we avoid taking the dog on that back pond. We lesson learned, right? And there has not been further drama. On the contrary, actually, I had the chance to catch up with 3 old friends, and that was so lovely. And I have a lunch appointment with one of them, and we're going to stay in touch. We're planning a reunion to see if we can make something happen of the people here in the Central Florida area of my graduation class. So to be continued, because that will be cool if we can do a little get together. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this update, and as usual, please share, like, subscribe, and show me all your love. Thank you for watching, and have a great week.